Welcome everybody to 48 Talk, episode 138. I'm your host, Ragebody as always. Joining me this time is the usual crew of DX Takabin on the right, Derek on the bottom left, and Colin Johnson on the bottom right. Hello everybody!
Hi everyone!
Happy Easter! Happy Easter!
Happy Easter!
Happy Easter!
Happy Easter!
First off, thank you everyone in the comments for wishing me happy birthday. That was very nice, very awesome to that point. It made it feel very special, contrary to what I said last week. And to my surprise, I had a very good weekend as well. Lots of events happened, lots of surprises. So I'm very happy and I'm very grateful for the people that are in my life. So how are you guys doing?
Just working out the usual.
Good.
So yeah.
So,
Colin?
Colin?
Yeah, Easter, fun time, year, I like it, family, people that I like, that I hold close to my heart, and yeah, just fun weather as well, just nice, summery, so I like it, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I think something happened, Derek, didn't it?
Something did.
Yeah.
Something we didn't expect.
Yeah. Wise. Then 3 times
Not
actually.
at all.
Let's go for the full story. So, DX, you were the first one to saw this. So what
Yeah,
happened?
pretty much. Well, actually, when I was reading through the comments, I think Paul Puff pointed me to Instagram, and he said that Kay actually referenced Derek, and I took a look at her Instagram, and more specifically her Insta stories, and there I saw Derek's comment in her Insta story. Like, whoa, he needs to see that.
And that is
So-
K from MNL48.
Yeah, Kaide or K indeed. It's more like, wait, I need to put this in the group chat and specifically mention Derek. And Derek, you take it away from there.
Yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of time in the comments, as you guys know. Like, I'm kind of the guy that does all that. Me and Colin pretty much, we do what we can there. DX, does his thing. I was not expecting the Manila 48 fans to be so incredibly about us, to the point where I think they're signaling the Manila 48 girls. And somehow, I mean, because that's the only way I can see them even finding us or knowing about us is the Manila 48 fans in our comments were like, yeah, we're going to let the girls know everything. And it's like, not that I didn't believe that, but it's more like, oh, okay, sure. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, if you really do it, that's great. Well, they did. And Kay called me out and was like, she saw my comment, which I was very complimentary in that comment. And she was like, you got something to say to me. I think that was the translation.
Yeah,
And then after that, the Potato Twins, they commented. And they were, in case anybody doesn't know who I'm talking about, the Potato Twins are members of MNL48. And they're called twins as such. They literally look identical, and they're pretty awesome. And they called me out, and they called us out. Really. Yeah, and they were very flattering in their comments. And then I want to say somebody else did too. Sheki?
Four
Yeah,
members,
Shaya.
yeah.
Kay, the Potato Twins, and
Yeah, there was
Sheki,
more.
I think,
There was
yeah.
more.
So,
Yeah, so yeah, go ahead, Robin.
no, I would say they're probably watching right now. So, hello!
Hello.
Welcome!
Hello.
MNL48, well, welcome to the show.
What did I?
But continue, Derek.
Yes,
So you have something to say?
welcome. Yeah, so I thought a lot about the response, and I have 2 things to say. One is thank you, Manila 48 fans, for being super gracious about this and being fun and getting Manila 48 involved. Second of all, I want to say thank you to Manila 48 for being cool enough to check out something like our show. Like, I'm not saying we're not small or we're big. It's nothing about that, but it's just cool that like you're tapped into the community that talks about you. And up to this point in our history, we haven't been really clued into Manila 48 just because of all the craziness surrounding the beginnings of Manila 48, static and the white noise coming through from the fan community. We just didn't have a clear picture of who Manila 48 was, and then you guys crushed it with the 365 MB. I mean, crushed it. And it was so incredible, and it really showed off all of you. then all of a sudden the Manila 48 fans start coming into our fold, and now they've been giving us links and showing us what you're all about, and through doing that, I was able to find a couple members that I thought was really great, such as Kay, who has now called me out. Well, I have a message for you, Kay, and I have a message for actually the Potato Twins, Shecky, and the rest of the ML crew. I luck in this upcoming Death to Sankyo that is totally unnecessary. I don't think it's very fair to any of you that you have to go through that, but at the same time, I'm hoping that all of you will make it through okay, because I'd like to see more of what you guys are doing. We're definitely supporting MNL48. We never weren't supporting you, we just didn't know how to support you. I think that's fair to say, right, guys?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would say,
I mean, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But to Kay, here's the thing. I'm Kankesha. I actually work in Japan for an idol group. I work for Necronome Idol. They're an underground Japanese idol group. Which actually today in Japan, like a few hours ago, there was a TV special about Necronome Idol and Ricky, their producer, and me. I think I'm on television. It was all over Japan today. It's a national show.
Wow.
A couple weeks back, this TV program followed Ricky and me and the girls for like 3 weeks, and basically they made this show. So actually, we're small, but we're not. And it's I as Kankesha, I look at what you guys are doing with MNL48 from a much different perspective. I look at the idols from a much different perspective. You call me out as a fan because I am a fan, and I appreciate that. But I'm also looking at this more as a staff point of view. I think it's great that you did that. I'm really flattered. I'm flattered that all of you did that. And now, as a staff person, I want to help you. I think we all do, but I specifically want to help you. And as a staff person, the only way I can think of to help you in this situation is to invite you on the show. We are, we're not professional. We don't have this huge YouTube studio set up or anything. We're using Discord. But the thing is, it'd be very easy to have you guys, come on here. And it would be very easy to have you, talk about Manila 48, talk about what you guys are going through, your experiences, the things that are troubling for you, the things that you're looking forward to. What can we expect? This is an open forum. We have a lot of people that check this out from all the platforms, from Bangkok 48 fandom to all the K-pop fans that have come over through iZone and IZ*ONE, sorry, and then of course our regular fans that love AKB. MNL48, I think, has the potential to be the dark horse of the AKB family. I think you guys have a tremendous amount of talent. Kay, you in particular, have a phenomenal ability to sing. I also like the fact that your biracial background lends you this certain air, this certain quality that I think is very cool. It's very interesting to me, just for personal reasons, which if you come on the show, maybe we can get into. I think that overall, in a year, maybe less, depending on what your next moves and next steps are, MNL48 could be who we're talking about more than any other group. But there's definitely some things that we've all discussed that need changed, and I'm sure you guys are aware of that as well. There's a lot of stuff that I feel could be adapted in a more Japanese-centric environment and attitude. And what I mean by that is, if you look at how things are run here in Tokyo with all idol groups, it doesn't seem to apply as much to Manila 48's system. I'd like to see that change. We could talk about all that, but I'm inviting you on the show as Kankesha. Also, as yes, I'm definitely a fan. I'm definitely going to support you as a fan as I can, but I'm also staff, so I also would like to keep that professional distance there as well, as I'm sure you can understand. It was very flattering what you did. I was extremely flattered and humbled. But as staff, I also want to now be in a position to let you know that I do work with idols, and I want to use that position to help you in any way I can. So I'm not really a fan per se. I'm more of a staff person. This crew, of course, they're all fans. They're huge fans. We're all fans of AKB48 in general.
I would say.
But I like. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. But I would say we're all wanting the same thing from the MNL, which is to see the greatness that all of you girls have come out in a proper and effective way to be really useful. Because if you could see what's going on with AKB recently, we're going to talk about the rest of this episode. It's like the apocalypse in the AKB universe. And it would be nice, it would be refreshing if out of nowhere this group of girls from MNL48, Kay, the Potato Twins, Seki, all of you come out and show us, hey, this is how it's done. We got great spirit. We have great attitude. We can sing great. We understand Japanese concept. And guess what? We're gonna put out these videos and we're gonna go 100%. And we'd love to have you. You know, so I'm being serious. If you're really interested, it's easy to get a hold of us. I mean, you know, shoot us a line on Twitter or something. And the links are all in the comments. The X puts them there.
Yeah.
But come on, you know, we invite you on. That's my message to you guys. And also, no matter what you decide, if you can't for whatever reason, I understand if you can't. Really, thank you for recognizing us. Thank you for recognizing me too. It was very flattering. I was kind of like, oh, that's so cool. But at the same time, I'm like, let's do something with this. Let's give you guys now something to use as a platform to talk about MNL48. So there you go.
There you have it.
Okay.
No, there you have it. There's the open invite to members from MNL48 to come on 48 Talk. We'll see if it's then a specific special version or just a normal episode. Who knows? But hey, just you know how to contact us, and we'll be open to see if we can arrange something, I would say. And moment.
The moment.
Let's wait if he loads.
Yes.
Ah, he's back.
No, that's back. He's back.
Nice.
That was funny. It was like right after I said that, like, bye.
That was very nice. No, for me personally with MNL48, so I watched some of their music videos, you know, 365 Paper Airplanes.
Yeah.
And I am still on the verge, you know. I'm not fully going like, oh yeah, this is it. I'm just like, it's interesting to me. So if there's a way to convince me why I should follow MNL48, people in the comments, you can just give me reasons. You need to watch this, or you need to follow this, or oh, this was an amazing moment. Personally, I like funny moments that characters have or members have. So if you have specific moments that you think, oh, this was so funny, you need to watch this, just post that or give me more reason to do that. So it will be easier for me to follow that. Hey, the whole reason I got into AKB48 was I watched a clip of Akimoto Sayaka in AK Bingo, and then a week later I watched 200 episodes of AK Bingo. So
there you go. Yep.
It's that easy.
Actually, to be quite honest though, MNL48 had a performance at a program called Showtime, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was quite good received actually. They did the 365 paper airplanes, so I still need to watch it myself, but I think it was well received. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll look it up once it's online. So,
okay, good. And Derek is back again. Sorry, Derek, your camera is up in there. Okay. But yeah. Anything else on the MNL48 situation?
well,
I think I think if anything, it was very humbling. It's very flattering.
Yeah.
I hope they'll continue to watch. But I also say,
so
you know, come on,
yeah.
you know, come on.
Yeah, and
Have fun. Come with us, and we'll talk.
And if you want to stay here now and watch, please note we are been doing this for like now almost 3 years. And there's been a lot of things building up in this situation, and like Derek said, there is currently a somewhat of an apocalypse. I think it's the combination of having Avengers Endgame with Game of Thrones and with you know, all these apocalypse situations. You know, like we need to jump on this bandwagon. So if we are ready, shall we then move on to that, or do we have some lighter news first we want to talk about? Yes, Derek.
I want to append one thing to what you just said. Even in the underworld here in Tokyo, the idol underworld, it's been one group after another, after member, just saying goodbye. And I'm talking heavyweights here in the underworld, gone. And it's been a real strange time. It's like everybody with Idol was like, peace. So I agree with you. Yeah, let's move on. But I just wanted to say it's been a very interesting couple months since 2019 started.
All right, so we're gonna move on then.
oh dear. Oh boy. Yeah.
Only drink if you're the appropriate age in your country and don't do stupid things.
Yeah, I am 32. I am allowed to drink.
Yeah, physically 32.
And I need to drink after what happened, well, basically yesterday, as of this recording.
Yeah, yesterday, literally.
Oh my god, where to start?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Once upon a time.
That's a bit too far back, but yeah.
So, NGT48 had its reset performance. And first up, the new manager came up. And you know what she did? She apologized for the third
I
time.
am Mario.
It's like
Again.
that's your standard now. That's your stick. That's your comedic stick. When you show up, it's like, oh, I need to apologize for something. It's like, you know,
Right.
this. I woke up 1 minute too late. I am sorry.
Yeah.
So that happened. And then we had the opening skit of Team G, where Mahon showed up, Yamaguchi Maho, and that was a surprise. I was actually surprised he would actually be there, but they were, and already the feeling was not correct to me. It was like, we're gonna pretend nothing's wrong. That's how this entire performance went. Nothing's wrong. We're gonna celebrate. Yay! Everything is good. Yay! Oh, the teams are resetting. Team G is gone. Yay! And it went on like this.
Yeah.
And
So cringeworthy.
to be fair, it was very good to see Mao. She looked a lot better since the last time we were on the performance. A little more nourished. Not, you know, that only bones basically and just a very skin. Still very underweight, I would say, but she gave smiles. You could tell it was performance smile and not like I want to be there and end.
Oh yeah.
But let's skip to the end part. So first we have the Team N3 final performance, and it was Kashiwaki Yuki Yukirin saying bye bye.
Adios.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
This is it was been fun,
Yeah.
and I am going back here. All right. And then
B needs me.
then the whole Team G situation happened. So
Oh dear.
they're done. They're going for the what you called it again, the hands, and they go say goodbye.
Yeah.
And Chotomate.
Yeah. There you go. There you have it.
Yamaguchi Maho first up. Bam! Out right out of the gate. As the letter. And everybody was quiet. A lot of pictures taken. And she tells a story that she basically, if NGT wants to reset, she cannot be there. It's if they want to move on to this situation, she cannot be any more involved in this group. And I'm just listening to this, and I'm like, you dude, it's clearly that they didn't want to do anything anymore. It's clear, like, okay, the rumors were that a CEO of AKS said, hey, we're done about whining about the situation. Anyone who still has a problem with that can just turn in their resignation and leave. And that's what they did. So Maho had the letter. She's still happy she was an idol. Hopefully her members will be in a safer work environment. And she says goodbye. And then, Chotomate. I also have a graduation announcement. And I'm sorry, could you help me with the names here? So that's...
Hasagawa Reina and Tsugara Riko.
Yeah, so Hasagawa Reina was first.
Yeah.
Who clearly didn't want to leave. Yeah. You can really tell. That's like, you know what? I'm gonna stay with Mahon, my friend, and it's not a safe work environment. This is just not one. I don't want to leave, but it's not safe to stay here. That was the message she threw over me. But basically saying also thankful and leaving as well. You think, okay, nope. Then the third one, Rico was also like,
Yep.
who came back from physically not feeling well, just for this performance, and just saying, you know what, it's like I'm also done. So 3 of them are saying bye 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 bye. Isn't that a little bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
then we have those performances as well. So let's pause here with story and react to this situation. So how do you guys feel?
I would say actions speak louder than words, and this is really loud. And I would say for me, NGT is done. I had my doubts, but I'm done. I'm pretty much done with NGT, to be quite honest. That's how I think about it.
Colin?
Colin?
Oh, that's short. I was expecting more. Sorry. No, I was like, maybe a bit more to say. I don't mean that in a about, I just thought there would
I
be
want to
more.
say more, but I want to keep it work safe. That's
Okay. Am I surprised that Maho decided to graduate? No, I'm not. I think I even called it. I'm not surprised. I said it on Twitter that I expected when the news got revealed that she would be, or there would be an appearance or a stage performance. I mean, I was like, yeah, she's gonna announce it now. Now's the time. She loves Team G and so much, and the fact that it's now gone, this is a moment that she will announce graduation. So that wasn't really a surprise to me. It was just a matter of when will she say it. The other two that I didn't see coming, but when it happened, it was like, of course, of course. It's like it makes total perfect sense for them to announce it as well, considering their close relationship. Which was both a surprise in a good way and in a bad way. If I am sure that people can think for themselves what I could mean with that. But it's interesting. I think I said it before on the podcast some episodes ago that I wasn't really hopeful on it. Well, so this happened. It basically looks like they're, under the rug. It's like, we're gonna continue further.
With no change.
No change. Sorry, I had a flashback to something, but I was like remembering something completely different. But yeah, it's in a very weird way. I'm like, what will they do next? More like, how will everything turn out for the rest? Will they just, like I said, continue like even more so than it already looks like, and be like, yeah, this happened. It was a sneeze. We'll continue forward. I'm curious how that will go. Will they do something in the next 2-3 months? What will happen? The question is now, what will they do?
Derek.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like, I mean, we're all, I think, on the same page with this. I don't think there's a lot of discrepancy about how, like, I'm feeling towards this with regards to how you guys are feeling. The only thing I maybe would say is that, I feel really bad for Mahouhon. I feel bad for her fans. I feel bad that, like, she still has not got the justice that she deserves in this regard. And I think in typical, management here in Japan fashion, they try to sweep it under the rug. They think an apology is going to solve this. And then, what we kind of didn't want to have happen, graduated. But her letter was pretty damning, actually. I read it, and she was basically saying that she was told to shut up. Shut up. Don't make this a big deal. And you're kind of a disturbance. And that's just the worst thing you could tell a woman who has been assaulted. That like, oh well, you're actually the problem now. And I took from that Mahon is trying her best to not throw the NGT name or that girls under the rug as best she can, but at the same time, it's like she doesn't, she has self-respect. She wants to come out and be like, this is wrong. So she graduated. Now, I wish I could tell her to come down to the underworld because that won't happen. Like she won't experience what she experienced there. I guarantee it. But it's just, I wonder what she'll do now. That's actually where my thoughts are at this moment. What will Mahon do next? Will she have a career in Idol in some form, major or underworld? Will she do something on a movie level? Will she do something on a Seiyu level? I don't know. I'm hoping this isn't the last we see of her. As for the other members graduating, whether it was in support or because it was safe, them doing that, I actually thought was a more powerful statement today or yesterday. It was like saying, yeah, NGT is a toxic place. It's time to put NGT to rest. And to be honest, Kieran, canceling her Kennen position or whatever. I thought that was amazing. That was awesome. Go Yukirin for doing that. And it made me think of, and maybe you guys can answer this. What do you think Kitahara Rie would say to all of this? Because she got out right as all this happened. What do you think? I mean, can you see all the time that Kita Rie and Mama would be there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I have more to say, but I'm curious. I mean, what do you think?
Disappointing.
If she was there, you think this would have happened? Disappointed, yeah.
I think it would be more prevented. I think it would still happen, but there would be more repercussion, and there would be more fighting. There would be more outrage, I think, on this situation.
Yeah.
What bothers me the most is we have some distastefulness from Yamada Noe that she posted then right after at Twitter's like, oh, everything's perfect, everything is lovely, everything is fine, yay! Look at this wonderful team, like nothing's wrong. We have members, Yukirin, we have a tweet from Sashiharu, basically saying everything is wrong and they can't do anything about it, and that is bothering me the most. Yes, you can. You can do stuff instead of saying it like under like, well, I'm free here, but hey, I don't agree with this situation. Instead of doing that, go to the source. Since you're so close to the source, you can actually do something about it. You have a voice. Is why do everything has to be online on social media if you're there physically and you can do anything about it? This is not okay. This is not a situation. Personally, I talk with other people who are not fan with idol relationship on this side. They told me like this happened in December. We are almost 6 months further away, and it took that long for Maho to graduate. And in that case, if this was the end game, then yes, yeah, I'm sorry, end game, Avengers. Then you should have done it right away, not wait 1 month after this whole situation, because it feels now, and I think a lot of people have the same feeling, that we lost, or basically they tried to do anything, and now the fans are more outraged. So it's still not over, trust me, because this has gone internationally as well. But like every news station was reporting this. You know those little lines they show when there's like, hey, there's an earthquake coming or a tsunami.
Yeah.
They did that during programs like Yamaguchi Maho is graduating NGT48. That's how severe this is. There are so many people with influences that are now saying, yeah, this shouldn't fly. In 2019, this shouldn't fly. So I'm still not worried. You have so many fans who are now saying, I cannot support AKS in Rumia. And to be honest, I'm one of them. I am currently now in this situation. Should I still care? Should I even, give my money to any of their products that's under their name? There was this one post, we all have Oshi, so mine, okay, Nana, of course. She, on her 755 account.
Yeah, Nana Gogo.
Yeah, Nana Gogo. She got questions like, Nachan, I love you, but I cannot support you since you're working under AKS. And her reply is like, I do not know the full story. It's totally a corporate answer. It's like, leave me out of this. I understand why she wants to be left out, of course. But it's like, people were saying, yeah, you shouldn't attack Nachan with this, he hasn't done anything. No, that's not the reason. It's like, we're currently in a situation that people do not want to support this company. Even though we are so much fans of all the members. Everybody has their Oshi, everyone wants to see them grow, see them shine. But they're behind a corporation that's very corrupt right now. And it's always been that. Just like, it's been this since the very beginning. And this is another one of the things. But there has to be a line, and people can decide whatever they want. I saw a lot of Twitter posts on this side. And it's the same with fashion brands. It's like, well, they've been using testing on animals or something, or makeup, stuff like that. And people decide, I'm not supporting this makeup brand. Or people are saying, well, I don't care too much, I still want this brand. Basically, that's what it is. Even though we're talking about people, and that's the worst thing, but still, it's a brand of idol, if you want to say. And you can choose if you want to still follow that and sweep this under the rug, this whole situation, or you know what, I'm just not gonna support it anymore. And I'm currently, I'm torn. I'm really torn on the situation. Do I still want to follow this whole corporation? And the show is 48 Talk. And you know, lately we've been talking about a lot of other stuff because it's not that interesting. It's not fair to support a company like that. So I'm still, I don't know. I'm really confused right now, and it's really tough for me to say, you know what, I'm just gonna continue when the next single comes out. So for me personally, I will not cover anything of NGT48 as of now. The only thing I will do is, you know, the graduation of Mahon and the other two members that will have their handshake event next week, and their theater performance. There won't be a theater performance even. It's the handshake event, and it's like they're out. That's it. That's the only thing I will cover. But I personally will not cover anything of NGT48. I will not support anything from NGT48. This is me saying personally. I don't know what you guys will do, but I am out of NGT48. I will not say anything after this episode. So take over as will. But what do you guys thought on this?
Colin?
Oh, DX, you can go first.
No, to be quite honest, I already made my point. I'm so done with NGT48. Last thing I'll look around is the handshake event on May 18th, I think, and after that, it's a closed book. It's a closed book for me. So yeah.
It's very very disappointing because we like their songs.
Yeah.
Derek, you talked about their was their second single that was one of the amazing moments in there. No,
Yeah.
the rise of Ogino Yuka in there. It was amazing moments in there. I really one of my favorite moments was at Sosenkyo where they were in Niigata and did their performance over there when they got announced to be with Sony. That was such a beautiful moment, and it really pains me to say, you know what, I cannot follow this anymore, and I don't want to be like immediately cutting off everyone from AKS since you know they're still a giant corporation and. They need, if you want to stop, they're like, we don't care, there are people enough for this. But you want to go somewhere where it hurts. So you need to take them piece by piece by piece. And for me, the first step is NGT48. But supporting them in any projects, you know, having these people in this day and age, even though it's Japan, I know there's a difference in culture. This shouldn't fly anymore. And if you want to take a step into a right direction, you have to have that drive to say, you know what, I'm not going to be selfish. I'm not going to be, you know, I just want my fun. You just got to say sometimes, you know what, that's it. You know, I'm out. And you need to align yourself with other people and say all out. Then they'll feel it. Then they'll see, oh, we messed up. And with this situation, I've seen so much outrage. I haven't seen one person that says, good job, NGT. You're doing great. The next CD, I'm buying 10 of them. It's like, no. No, this is not gonna happen. They had their reset. There's no reset. This is the end. This is the end for NGT48. And if AKS doesn't fix this, like, they find the situation, it will be the downfall of the entire group system. That's how my feeling is. So, Derek, go ahead.
Well, no, go ahead, Colin, because I think you wanted to say something.
Oh, sorry.
I'll go last as well.
People exist on this world, and whenever you have 10 people in a room, all of them will be different. People have this thing called perspective. They see things in a certain way that someone else maybe not. Or, you know, if I take my phone, you all can see this side. I see it in the camera, but I see the other side that you guys don't see. Just as an example. As it sounds that a choice is here, you know, with whether one does continue support NGT or not. is a choice that everyone can make on their own. Whether which one it will be, and then in my mind I'm depicting like two stances that one can take. If there's more, there's more. I'm just minimalistically, on a minimal level there too. One is free to make their own choice for whatever reason they so choose. I myself will not fault anyone for picking whatever choice they will have, because in the end, everyone has their own opinion and their own views and how they see things in whatever way that they can choose whatever they want. So I do not fault these guys or anyone else for the choice that they make. Whatever mine is, it is valid in every way possible, and mostly what Robin just said was really quite powerful, I would say. Yeah, that's it.
Derek.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, Robin, that's really strong statement, and I'm glad you said it. And I mean, for me, I really like Ogi, and I really like Katamina, and I think I can't separate myself from either of them just because I really love those two girls as members of AKB48's family. The fact that they're NGT, I'm hoping to God neither one of them had anything to do with Mahon's situation. Because if they did, then of course I would cut them off, because I'm standing with Mahon 100% on this. I don't want to really support NGT either after this, so I'm kind of with you on that. We have plenty of other great things to talk about and girls to talk about. You did say something about, we were talking about some stuff in past episodes that didn't necessarily have to deal with AKB. I guess maybe that's more my fault, because I was like, for example, I was getting all crazy about Blackpink and stuff last week or whatever. We've talked about Eyes One, but it's like, I don't know. To me, it's all relative to this whole discussion, because AKB they're at like the top of the idol pile. When you're at the top, you're gonna get criticized for everything you do, both good and bad. In this case, it's not even so much a criticism as is, like you said, it's righting a wrong. It's setting something that needs to be righted. The problem with that is, to right this wrong, I almost feel you'd have to redo Japanese culture 101, which is basically that women here just do not have the voice that men have. I mean, sometimes they do. I think in the underworld, from what I've seen, and I don't mean to be so up the underworld's butt here, but it's like really, I see it a lot more here than I do anywhere else, with girls and standing on stage and actually being heard. But in the overworld and in the majors with AKB, you got corporates that need to line their pockets. At the same time, I'm not sure what's going on with AKB's system overall, because they canceled the Sasankyo. It's a moneymaker. It has to be.
Yeah.
So it does kind of hint that there's a bigger systemic problem. So maybe for that reason, I could see them fixing it. Not for any good reason or moral reason, like, oh, I don't know, maybe you should support a girl who's been assaulted. But they might want to fix it because it's tapping into their money stream now. NGT falling, big money stream, gone. And it will be gone, because I don't think NGT can really survive this. They're not even welcome in Niigata anymore.
They have no sponsors, they have no supportship, they have nothing.
They're done. But the thing is, what do you do with all those girls then? What do you do with the name? Where did you just move over to Sapporo, Hokkaido? Do you go to Hiroshima and then have the same thing happen again? I think they need to reevaluate things. I think it was a mistake that Mukai Chimion went online the other day or today or whatever and apologized for this, because she had nothing to do with this. She got thrown the Sokentoku position out of nowhere because Yuihan saw the writing on the wall real fast.
Yeah.
She's like, "Please, I'm out, and here you go. You can have this problem." And now, poor girl, her first official act is Sokentoku. She has to apologize. It's like it's a trickle-down effect of negativity. And then, Sashi, she's out the door. But even in her, Sashi's a little more braver now. She can say whatever she wants. She's like,
yeah.
You guys suck. Like, when you have the girl who has won your Sasankyo more times than any other member in AKB saying that, somebody would listen. So I do feel there'll be some changes. I think, if anything, they'll tighten things up. Maybe they will do some work behind the scenes. They won't necessarily broadcast that out. But I do feel it's going to come down to the decision of, will whatever we do next make us money? Because that's how corporations work. I hate to say that because I don't believe that's IQP's legacy, and I believe he stands for something much bigger and much greater. In his entire career, no one's been able to say a bad word about the guy because he has done pretty darn well. Him and Sunku over at Hello Project, they've been like the two shining towers of what it means to be a good producer. But when the producer gives his baby to a company and it's like, here you go, company, and those people don't have that same kind of desire and zest and appeal, and they're only thinking about one thing, the big Y with the double, the end, then you got to think, well, how does that trickle down into everything here? Maho put a huge dent in that. God bless her. She put a huge dent in that, and I hope it continues to dent their income to the point where they do, like I said, make those changes. At this point, if it's because of money they change, I'm okay with that as long as things change. What I mean by change is no more assaults. We'll start there. Maybe we can also improve the living situation for these girls. Maybe go less on your recruits, because if you can't afford to give these girls proper, secure, safe houses because there's too many girls, cut down on the girls. And also, too, maybe give some more support to the girls that you have. For example, MNL48, I don't believe they have a variety show. I'm using them as a sister group, but just hear me out.
They have a school system.
Yeah, school system.
They have a school system. Yeah, but there was a lot of comments were saying like they want like a Manila bingo or things like that. Like, apply that back to AKS. We've lost so many shows this year and last year. We've lost so many. But that has been the heart of what has drawn so many people in. That's what's given us attitude and personality. I know these girls because, like, HKT, Odakake was the best thing in the world. It got me so hyped about the HKT girls. I found my Oshi in Tani because of HKT's Odakake. I loved Sashi's back and forth with Goto-san. It was amazing. And they caught it because, why not? And it's like, you need to give those kind of things in place. You need to put your money there so we can understand and appreciate what these girls are going through. You need to make it secure for them. And most of all, you need to hire creative people that actually can write songs that aren't seriously made from cutout cardboard paper you buy at the 100 yen shop. Because that's what their songs have come to nowadays.
Yeah.
It's sad to say, but the best song, I think, in the past couple years has been the NGT second single. Because that was done with all heart. Somebody sat down and really thought about what those girls are going through in NGT and was like, you know what? I'm going to write a song that really reflects what they're going through. And it was a simple guitar pattern, and it worked because it was heartfelt and sincere, and you could tell from beginning to end.
It's passionate. That's the difference.
It was passionate as hell. And now I look at it, and it's cookie cut. How many singles can we sell to get that money for the handshake tickets, guys? Let's do it. Come on. But Mahouhon, in the meanwhile, had this problem.
And that needs to stop. That needs to stop. If the fan who are now outraged want to stop this, and I know it's hard, and I'm speaking now directly to the Japanese fans, if any are watching this, stop going to handshake events. That's their biggest moneymaker. You said Sosenkyo is their biggest moneymaker. The handshake events are the ones that bring in the even bigger money, basically. You have the one event, but all year round. It's so disgusting that this company is now so much fixated on, we don't need to do any more effort. And that's basically what you said. They're canceling shows. They're canceling, these events. They changed the Junken to now this, just throw them in there, put them on some outfits, and we'll see what happens. Because it's like, they'll come to the handshake events anyway. That's where the money is.
Right.
So we don't care anymore about the individuals. You just throw some girls in there, and here's some CDs, you can shake their hands, and you just show up. That's the whole thing. Get there. Go ahead.
To add to that, Bachman, because, again, thank you for saying that, because you're right on point. Right on point. Would that be something if everybody boycotted the handshake event? It won't happen, but if it did, boy, that would send a message. I would tank them. But here's the thing. In the underworld, we don't have handshake events like that. I mean, we have checkies. You buy checkies, you meet the girls. But we have a lot of people come for the music, they come for the atmosphere, and also again, the community.
Yeah,
Idol is
exactly.
really at the heart. Like when I do my documentary, that's what I'm going to really focus on, the community component, the community and identity of these girls. And when you take the community out and you sabotage your community and you're only trying to milk the community for their money, you don't have a community anymore. Eventually people get tired and go to something else. In the underworld, we don't operate on that kind of system necessarily. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, techies are a big part of what we do. But even that, it's so that, you know, it's not just about that. We have to deliver good quality music because here in the underworld, if you don't put out good quality music, you don't survive. You just don't survive. There's too many options here. There's too many things. If you don't like what this group does, guess what? There's 500 other groups you can go check out. It's awesome. So you really have to stand out. You have to work for it. And a lot of these groups, they don't got TV shows or anything like that. But what they do have is a community that cares about them. AKB is going to lose their community if they keep this up, and they already have. They've lost quite a bit. But I would say, like, if you focus on what's really important here, it's about idols creating a fun environment for people to escape their daily lives. It's about giving girls a chance to stand on stage and have a voice and be awesome. And it's about the music, and it's about the gathering of these people coming together to just have a great time. And when you lose all that because you're just concerned about selling a CD that doesn't even have good songs on it, you're a screwed up corporation, and you need to reevaluate. If honestly you put me in head, you put any of us in head, and this is even a Western perspective, this is just basic understanding of idol and what it means to be part of this world. You'd have to eliminate. I wouldn't eliminate the hand segments, but I would make sure the songs that are going on those CDs meant something. I would completely make sure that every single girl in the group is taken care of and cared for in a way that is safe for them. I would immediately fire anyone and everyone who had to do with the NGT situation. I'd fire that entire play. I'd fire them all. I'd take every girl that was okay. I'd just disseminate them in all the different groups. I'd personally apologize to Mahouhon, and I would make sure that she had whatever she needed to do whatever she wanted to do next. And I would make sure everybody in the community knew all this so they understood that we understood that and that we are really trying to write it. And I'd bring back the Seika because that was fun because it was a community event.
Yes.
I want to
go back.
I want to follow up to that, Derek, because
Yeah,
again, you are what you just said. You're staff nowadays. You work for NoAKBNoLife, an idol group, and I want to extend this because you're the manager of the group, Ricky. He actually reached out on Twitter and he had his whole opinion. He's like basically saying, you know, there are corporate, you know, hire people up and they've been in this business for years, but if an underground group is doing better than basically what a corporate group is doing, then you're doing something wrong.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know how many people are working for NoAKBNoLife, but so far I know you have Ricky and Derek. If they are doing a better job than this multi,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's a million company anymore if they're keeping up like this.
Yeah, true. But still, for now, I would say they're a million company. But given the reputation damage they're having right now and still is going on, they're messing up big time, and something needs to change.
And they have no clue what they're doing right now, because I've seen people react to this. I've seen the guys from Banana Man for Nokisaka 46 react to this, and those guys are also influenced in the entertainment business.
They are.
In this future, who wants to work with AKS in this future? You know, it's like you can be big, but no one is bigger in the end than, and it's weird to say this, than the people. In the end, I'm gonna get very political on this, and I don't like this show, but in France currently there's still riots happening, protests against the whole situation over there, and it's very bad, and it keeps on worsening. The whole thing with the Notre Dame and the 1 billion raised for the monument, it's very noble. But think, the people over there are dying because they don't have food. but there's enough 1 billion to save a monument that isn't even completely destroyed. So it's easy enough to save a building, but not to save their own people. That takes an outrage, and then the people will rise up. Eventually, it takes a while. It really takes a while. You know, you're fighting against a hill. It's an uphill battle. But in the end, it will happen. And in the same case, it will happen with this. AKS is currently thinking, yeah, no, we're fine. It's you know, just do this, sweep it under the rug. But if you sweep enough dust under the rug, it will become such a dent that everybody will notice it, and they just like, you need to clean that up. This year, it's gonna be such a bad year for them. It's not. We're not even half year done yet,
Nope.
and it looks so dire on AKS side. I still believe that Kohaku will not be an AKB year. Like the first time, it's like, yeah, you're not invited. Like when the Tokyo Olympics were first announced, when Moscow, what's her name?
Moscow Deluxe.
Yeah, one said we don't want AKB because it's an embarrassment. I was like, what? Really? You think that's an embarrassment? What? And now I'm thinking, maybe she has a point.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And maybe I'm agreeing. It's like, I don't think they should be at the Olympics. You don't want something that's behind such a disgusting corporation right now to represent the country in the Olympics. I think it would be actually an embarrassment right now if they don't clean up their act.
See, the thing about that is, though, I mean, if you want to, I think if you go down that road, though, no company could ever be part of the Olympics because every company has garbage.
True,
Every
true.
company's got scandal. AKB is just one of many. So I understand where you're coming from, though, completely.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I'm not turning my back on AKB or AKS or anything like that, but I am saying that they do need to clean house, and need to figure some stuff out, and they need to do it hopefully soon, and hopefully in a publicly visible way that inspires us to be more supportive. And they really, really have to understand that what happened in Mahon was completely wrong on a lot of levels. Not just from a Western perspective either, on every perspective.
Global, I would say, yeah.
It's basic human rights. A woman was assaulted, and you're telling her she's wrong for saying something.
Like, shh.
And then you're telling her she's wrong. Yeah, just be quiet. Just shove it under. And then you're telling her that, you know, it's not an incident. When clearly, well, I'm assuming we know everything, assuming that the truth, which seems like it is the truth. I mean, I don't think they'd go out and apologize if she wasn't right. It's a human right issue, and you can't do that, you know. As far as getting like with like the whole thing in France and stuff, and maybe that's gonna veer off somewhere. I'm not gonna go into too much detail. I know what you're saying. Like when I saw about the billionaires doing that or giving that money. First of all, I was very moved at first because I love Notre Dame, and I think Notre Dame is a good tourist attraction in France. It brings a lot of money into the city. It helps a lot of people. It is a spiritual icon.
Yeah.
It needs to be restored.
I understand.
But it's like,
yeah.
At the same time, the church is supposed to be out in the people in the community, and part of that is helping the hungry, feeding the sick, taking care of the sick, all that. And if you got the money to do that, it's like it's the same thing applied here. AKS is in a position. They are in a position to fix this. They are totally in a position to say, okay, enough with the apologies, because clearly that didn't solve anything, because we're still saying, Mahon, you were wrong. Let's make this right starting now. This is what we're gonna do. And they did try to do that last month. They did come out with a list. They were picking at it, but then that got disappeared. Now Mahon graduates. She puts out that very damning letter, which I believe was from her heart. Yeah. And then you have other members graduating saying it's not safe. You got a problem. You got a big effing problem. And even more to the point, it's systemic, like I said, of everything we're discussing. So again, for us, it's very clear to see. For AKS, when you have money involved and careers and jobs on the line, not as clear to them, even though it should be, it's not. I just think there is a way to fix this. And I also think this is the biggest issue for me. Where is Akipi in all this?
Yeah.
Why isn't he come in? He's been wonderfully silent for the most part. And I think this is a guy who created this beautiful, gorgeous thing in the idol world. AKP is they've brought so many people into Idol. They have put out so many amazing songs. They are great, and it's all come from this one man's creative genius and vision. Why isn't he doing something? You know what? That's actually what they need. If he were to come back right now and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna take over for a year, and guess what I'm doing? I'm fixing this stuff." I think we'd all be like, "Yeah!" Like we'd all be so pumped. Everything he would do, we would
He
support.
can though.
Yeah.
No.
Then why can't he?
Because his percentage in the company that owns is so small.
Exactly.
Is
Yeah.
so small.
It's like the whole thing with Apple when Steve Jobs left, and they actually fired him from his own company, and then they had that wonderful downgrade of everything until they got him back, and then of course now with iPod, I decide that. But it was like for that period, it was like you took out the most creative genius person, and you don't listen to him anymore, and then you do all this stuff. Guess what? Your stock goes down. The Steve Jobs moment. He needs to get back into the fold. He needs to take AKS and hire good people. I'd fire them all. Honestly, I'd fire every single one of them. And I think if I was him, I would really be the front person because we all trust him. My trust in Aki is still not broken. I think it's sad he's being very silent about it, but I think maybe he's very confused. Maybe he's just like, if I say anything at this point, it's not going to be effective. I don't know what his motivation is. But if he were to get out there and really publicly come out, and he should do it with Sashi right next to him, and be like, and you know, maybe some ex-members of AKB, like first and second gen, get Takamina there, and just be like, look, we're done with this. Like, this is what we need to do. How much space would that restore in us? How much would that help us be like, yeah, okay, we're down with that, right? That's what they need to do. It's clear to me, but I don't know. IKP's he must be in this very dark place now, I imagine. That or he's enjoying his money with his, idol wife. I don't know.
Colin, you had some thoughts, I believe.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just listening. I'm like, humanity, both the worst and best thing to happen to Earth. The only thing that is good is people that are sincere, earnest, and are well-intentioned.
Yep.
That's all. Yeah, that's it.
I think we have so much anger still to go this for forever, but as a result of what happened then yesterday,
yesterday pretty much.
What happened today, or what happened in the span of this week?
Oh.
We're not even done yet with the graduation announcements.
No.
Team 8 has been also suffering.
Team 8, yeah.
Oh yeah, they had two big ones.
Two big ones, yeah.
Yamada Nanami, and just now, before we just recorded this show, actually, my basically personal favorite from Team 8 since the start of there, Ikumin, has
as
also,
well as Satoshi Ori.
Yes.
He also announced graduation.
As well, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, doesn't that give you an idea, just in the span of this month? Like, we were going to Kojima Mako, to Takahashi Judy, it's to all these people who are thinking, you know what, this is not it. This is not it anymore. The beyond and all is not being with AKB48 group. And we've been talking with BNK48, of course. They're doing amazing. We just started with the show with MNL48. They're doing great. But to be fair, there are no rights over there. They just have the name. They just bought the name. So it's not a direct involvement with AKS. They still have the somewhat of a right, but not as much influence compared to what's happening here.
With BNK, I do know it's basically like if they want to do something, they have to basically put it out what they exactly want and how their vision on it.
Yeah.
And then go to AKS who approves it. So whenever it's for a reason, Jabaja, the second album, they release it, it means that they have already planned how it will work out, how it will look. It's all on paper. Maybe they're working on it, making costumes and such. Maybe that's finished, I don't know. But there's this sense of, it's like a report, that you have to make in school. It has to be finished before you get it.
It has to be approved by AKS,
approved,
basically.
yeah.
But the difference is, all the ideas are still over there. And unless AKS is like, you know what, I want to change the system. Then there still be like, well, you need to plan it out first, and then we can approve it. So that's the whole different situation. This, but it shows clearly that the members, all these members, Derek, you said it's the apocalypse. Members are not well. Only the high-end members are currently still okay with this. But think about this. No, I mean not okay with the whole situation, but I mean, what are they doing currently? So far, I've seen high-end members doing their own thing. There are not events they're going for as a group. They are not, you know what, we need to be all on this program. We need to be all on this. No, it's all individual stuff. Just under the name of AKB48 or anything like that. Because it's better for you to go out there yourself than be part of the group. That's currently what it is right now. We're looking at photo books. We're looking at events. We're looking at, just this happens. Katarina is with Kojima Haruna went to Beijing to do that. You think that's an AKS thing? Or do you think it's like, no, I've been invited by Kojima Haruna just to go there and do this event? The photo book thing, is that like AKS like, no, we're designing a photo book. No. This is her agency. They're all part of an agency that's outside AKS. That's the difference. And they're all finding it. AKS is not anything anymore. It's just a name. And the name is really rotten away right now. It's I think if they are insane enough to keep going like this, at the end of the year we'll just hear us like, after what is it, 15 years of AKB48? 12?
13?
Okay, so
2005 they founded, so
yeah.
14.
Yeah. So
14.
yeah, so 19 years then. At their 19 years anniversary, they'll be like, yeah, this is the final year of AKB48. 20 years. How about
I
it?
think they.
The
I
closest
think they
chapter.
would. I think they would end it at 20 if they would to really go out. But that's speculation.
Derek.
I think just to rewind a bit. Yamada Nanami, she's been kind of MIA for a while. So her announcing graduation, I was kind of expecting. She was my favorite member and teammate.
Yeah,
so
she was on hiatus for physical exhaustion.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is idol.
That's a whole nother thing.
Wrong,
That's a whole nother thing to be going like.
That's like 099 miscellaneous problem. Like it's not that. It could be 400 things. So in other words, she was gone. The minute they announce that, they're gone usually. So or they'll eventually be gone very fast afterwards. So I knew she was gone. Sucks for me because I lost her in Mahon, and they were both like my favorites, respectively in their groups. But Ikumen was kind of a surprise. That was a bit of a shock. But I will say, graduations in AKB universe, that's normal. There's so many girls. It's just, if you just look at the averages and there's always going to be some every month. That's not something that really bothers me anymore like it used to, because we've seen girls come and go. I will say that I think the agency stuff, I mean, a lot of these girls are going to get a lot of solo work and stuff because, again, the AKB name, if you're an AKB member, you are famous. So you can get a famous girl to get up and represent anything, and that's good. If you have a nice body, you can do gravure and do lots of it if you do well, and so on. I mean, there's always ways to make money in the idol world if you're an idol. Will this translate into AKB's downfall because all these members graduate? I don't think that'll have anything to do with it. I think anything is going to come down to money once again. Is it going to be cost beneficial to keep all these girls? And if so, what do we need to do to keep that money flowing in? So if the handshake model system doesn't work anymore and they can't find anything else, then I could see AKB collapsing. But I think at the same time, what we're going to see probably is a culling, a reading of many of these girls leaving or being told, okay, we're just not going to renew our contracts. We're going to see maybe more going back to the theater kind of style setup, and where they can still make money as a like a tourist thing at the very least, but that I think we're still a bit ways off on. I think if anything right now, still working, and people are still going, and Mahone saying didn't dent that, so let's keep going.
I got so angry with the Inapu situation. So this guy's
Yeah,
Twitter is still
same.
active, and they're having a graduation party, basically. Like, yay! Because they won. They can still...
Rubbing it in. That guy's gonna get hit by a truck someday, and it's gonna be an Idol fan who hits him. Trust me, his days are numbered. He better watch himself, because Idol fans are pretty nuts. Like, I think he doesn't understand. So we'll see about that.
Oh,
We'll see how much he gloats. But yeah, I won't be crying for that one.
I will be crying for the truck.
Yeah, poor truck.
The damage.
Yeah,
No.
I don't want any damage.
Poor truck.
You're right.
How,
That poor
how do I
driver.
get this brain out? Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, don't worry. I'll just get some tweezers and that's it.
Earthquake!
Earthquake.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
So in all of this happening, all these graduation announcements, and I get you there. Normally, a lot of graduations happen, but we're getting close to like an entire senbatsu of graduation announcements this month alone.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yep.
You are.
We have a scandal that happened as well,
Woohoo!
Oh dear.
and
Can't believe this one.
no one cares. No one, literally,
Nobody.
literally, no one cared.
Oh, yay!
It was announced like, "Hey, Minagishi Minami, she got caught again with a guy," and everybody's like,
Yay! Go, girl!
you deserve love. That
Yeah.
was the reaction. She got on stage, and everybody was like, "Hey!"
Oh, yeah,
It's like,
Ninja!
yeah, but let's go to her birthday. That's more important. It's like, who
There's someone else's
cares?
birthday.
Who cares? And again, to the community, then I commend the community because we live now in a day and age. I'll wait till Derek is back. And we'll wait, and
Wait a bit more.
bit more.
Yeah, okay.
I'll take a sip.
Does say quite a bit though, Pico. Does say quite a bit to be quite
Yeah, there's Derek. Okay,
Hey.
so basically, we're now in a community that has the love ban. We don't care anymore. We're tired of the love ban situation. Just be simple. Just perform, show up, say hi to me. That's it. That's it. That's the whole reason. This is the perfect example. This is the girl who was in 2013 was so devastated. She had to be like, I need to shave my head. Please let me stay in the group. To now it's like, hey, look at that. You know what? I think maybe in the future it's like she's gonna invite the boyfriend on stage. She's like, this is the guy.
That would be fun.
Oh dear.
I'm not saying that now all should get like guys and be showing them off. It's best for them, keep that on the other side of the coin. We don't want to see that part. Just
Yeah.
show up to
Keep it
work.
Professional.
Keep it
Yeah.
professional, perform, and we're okay. If we find out, it's like, okay, but I don't want to know what you did for Valentine's Day. That's the idea.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
I mean, I think the reaction was a little more than that, though, just because, like, just from reading online and everything, I mean, first of all, there seemed to be some discrepancies there. Like, the dude that she was caught with went on and he, like, said, like, there's nothing going on between us. That's, like, that photo doesn't really show what was going on. So he's been pretty adamant about denying this. So I think there's that, although, whatever. But also, too, if she did do it, I just think of her, of all people, after what she went through, to be honest, it's kind of a slap in the face for all the fans that supported her. And I do care, and I do think it's wrong, and I hope that she understands that, because, again, you're an idol, and people do care about that, and it doesn't fly in the idol world to do that. And I'm hoping, again, that if there was anything, that was just Boonsa trying to create, or whoever took the photo, trying to create some drama. At the same time, I think the situation is, there has been so much other bigger stuff happening, like with the Mahardika thing, that it's like her business is like, a scandal is the least biggest thing. So it's like, that's why it's not getting the attention. If this was a week where we didn't have a Mahon scandal or Mahon situation, it would be I think it'd be a much different story here.
Yeah,
and also
I agree.
too, again, this guy really went up and denied this. He was like, look, there is nothing going on. So it's not like, I mean, he really is like, you guys got it wrong. So I'm kind of like, I don't think he would say that with that photo if there wasn't some truth to that. At the same time, like I said, if there was, shame on her, and she should graduate. She should just get it over with at this point, because it's like you really, we supported you, we really cared for you, and you did this. Screw you. Like, honestly, screw you of all people. Screw you, because like you really you're embarrassing idols. You're embarrassing this whole concept. So I am kind of against that if it is true. But if it isn't, and it kind of feels like it's not actually, then I just feel bad for her that she's again being targeted.
Colin.
I just wanted to say that the guy, Hosogai Kai, was her co-star in a musical that she did from March the 29th till April 15th. Just, Michan is the reason I am in AKB48, just as is with Robin with Akimoto Sayaka. Yeah. You know, if maybe they were just, you know, together, I don't personally care that much. I still love her. If she wants to do that, okay, it's her life. She can choose. I'm very, very happy for her if she found someone. Maybe it's the same reason that Mariko-sama, you know, the reason, if, you know, when
that was fast.
The guy.
That was fast though.
Yeah, I mean, well, if she meets the guy and she knows it, that's like, you know, she is, well, she's like 30 now, something like that. I mean, by that point, you must be reasonably aware what you like and what you don't like. So,
and that's the thing, Derek. I do agree with the fact that, hey, you've been through this situation. You know what happened. So why, in God's name, would you do it again? And I'll be fine if she said, you know what, I actually like this guy, and I want to do stuff with him. I'm gonna leave the group. That's fine. Set an example. It's not like this should be okay. It's still a fact. You signed a contract. Apparently, you know, the whole key holders thing, I'll mention that later. There's in their contracts, it's prohibited to have. Now, they changed the contract to, because of 2019, of course, they changed the contract to, it's now prohibited to have a relationship with the same sex as well. So, hey, they're more open-minded. That's a little step in the future. But
right,
it's got to be tough for the members, you know, spending the hotel in the area and there.
Yeah, true.
A lot of things. I do agree. Like, hey, you're setting a bad example to the members who are, you know, not in a relationship.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not fair to all the other members. Yeah. But again, what is her age? 28?
26, 7?
26, 27, something like that.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm like, you know, just look at your career. If you find someone you love, you like, whatever, you want to spend some time with, that's something you should just really, really enjoy with. Leave the group. It's been long enough. You know.
We have.
Yeah.
No,
go ahead, Colin. Go ahead.
You know, we have talked about this so many times. It's like, you know, again, repeat. You know, if someone is in the group for a very long period of time, they can do what they want in that sense. You know, have a relationship. Fine. The juniors. And they have to be of a certain age. It's like, well, don't, because you're still young. Find your way, you know. Someone like Michan, in my opinion, she can do it. Yukirin, who else? Someone who has been there for a very long time. It's fine. Just, you know, yes,
but then make the decision and be very honorable to the rest of the people who are following the rules. Decide, am I actually... Well, if you're going already... If you're decided to hang out with this person... Then it's like you already decided. You're like, you know what? The group is not that important to me anymore. I'm going to move on with a person for a love life. So the attention is more on that to the group. And then I say, you know what? Then it's maybe time to think about graduation. You know, if you get caught, it sucks, of course. Then you can still like, I'm not ready to fully go into this relationship type. I still want to be in the group. Then you need to make a choice. But at this point, I'm like, you know what? Just live a happy life, get out of the group, and set a good example. That's my idea. So,
but on the other hand, because it's Michan, we kind of need someone, who has that kind of power, maybe, someone.
No, I don't think. I don't think
Ah.
Michan has anything
No.
anymore.
Well, a lot of juniors look up to her. She is the senior.
That, but she has no influence in managing manager type or
Exactly.
anything higher.
Even the ones that maybe have don't do anything with it.
Not true.
Derek, any thoughts?
No, you guys said it. I mean, we've been over this before. It's real simple. It just sucks that it's her of all people.
Again,
She knows the situation. We all supported her. We stood behind her, and for her to do this is a slap in our face. If it's true, if you want to have a boyfriend, great. Keep it private. Keep him, in your room. Don't let him ever come out until you're done being an idol, and then go.
Yeah.
You can have 5. You have 20 boyfriends. I don't care. As long as I don't kind of know about it, I don't see it.
Yeah.
We
don't want to see the other side of the
whole
coin.
point of you being an idol.
Yeah.
That defeats everything. No, because it ruins the concept completely. So it's just this is how it is. It's no different than if you are in a profession that requires you to train for 6 months and have no outside contact with the rest of the world for whatever reason, like a government position or whatever. Like there's certain things you have to do, like certain jobs in this world. For example, like if you're a CIA agent, you are required to lie, to lie to your family and not tell them the truth about what you do. People might have a moral objection to that, but that's part of the job you sign up for. She knows this more than anyone.
true.
She needs to understand that. But again, at the same time, I don't know if anything really happened or not because it's not that clear. So I want to give her also the benefit of the doubt. I want to give this guy the benefit of the doubt because I don't think he would have came on and said all that if there was some truth to that. That's just me. I don't know.
Okay. So now my question to you
Fun
guys
week.
is, what do you think is going to happen further in this situation? What do you guys expect happening? Not maybe this week, but maybe next week or anything.
At this point, I don't even know what to expect anymore. To
For
be
what?
quite honest.
Just in the entire situation, how do they follow up on this?
On AKB in general or on the Michan?
I'm sorry. When you're saying that, you're talking about like
In AKS in general.
or Michan or what? Because
Just in general. What
AKS
do
in
we?
general.
Yeah, because it's been a cluster thing
Beep, yeah.
for the entire week.
To be quite honest, I'm not even sure what to expect anymore. It's more like it's all been negative, and to be quite honest, we're on a downward spiral, I would say, at this point. And I'm not even sure how we can get out of this, to be quite honest.
I want to mention this right now. So in the comments, I've been getting this question a lot. Sometimes when we talk about stuff that normally we don't talk about, and there's one comment I want to mention. Derek, you commented on this person as well, who said, "Oh, you're talking about Blackpink? I thought you were 48 talk." And you said, you know what? I could have been talking about Game of Thrones as well. Episode 2 came out. It was a fun episode. Nice build up to next week. In the end, when we started this show, it was about I got interest in AKB48 and I want to talk about that. But as we grew and then go up there, you have a name for yourself. So the show name is 48 Talk. In no end, it does mean that I always have to talk about AKB48 or the grouping situation. We can talk about this, about anything we want on this show. Like anything in the end. If that's needed, if we want to continue. Because I like doing this stuff. I like doing this show with you guys because we like to interact with each other and we have some fun stories at the end. So, if this continues on and for say I have no more interest or I don't want to support anything more in 48 group, I can still do 48 Talk. They don't have a name that says 48. That's a number. I can still say anything else. 48 Talk doesn't mean entirely that I'm stuck on AKB48 group. It's the same with the guys, or the slow podcast. So they talk mostly about the Slope family. No, the 46 family, Sakamichi family. Yeah. So does that mean like, hey, if they do it for enough years and for say there's no more group or anything, they get to decide, you know what, we can't do podcast anymore. We have to change our name, even though people know what this name is. No, you can talk whatever you want. And I want to address this as well. I don't know what the future brings. I don't know what's going to happen. But I will continue the show, and I said this multiple times, as long as it's fun. And that means I can talk about anything. We can talk about anything we want on this show. So, let's say, the Avengers movie is coming out, and we want to talk about the Avengers movie. Then we can talk about the Avengers movie. We have no obligations. We're not under contract under AKS that says, hey, you only need to talk about 48 group. No, we mainly talk about it since that's our main interest. But if that interest decides to fade,
right,
we can still continue the show about anything we want to talk about. And that's my biggest thing that I'm looking for. That's why I'm still don't know what to do in this situation, because right now, as I said, I just don't want to follow NGT48 anymore. I don't want anything to do with it anymore.
Sure.
Because of this whole situation. I still have a big Oshi in AKB48, and that's Okada Nana. And she's still doing fine stuff. She's still the same person who she is, and the reason I still support her. But it's gonna be very hard. Unless there are some real changes coming up. It's really difficult to say you will still want to support this group in the end. And we all have the choice. If you guys decide, we're going to follow, it's still fun for me. I'll still be on the show and talk about this. And everybody has their own right to make their own choice. Mm-hmm. But if I read the comments and people saying, well, you need only talk about AKB48 group. I'm like, no, we don't. We have no obligation whatsoever. That's the beauty of this community. We have the freedom to talk about what we want.
The people who comment as well.
Yes. So, let us know in the comments, what do you think of this whole situation? Do you agree or do you don't agree? Or do you have other visions on the side? Let us know. We'll read the comments and we'll see your opinion. And then we'll decide, hey, it's like, do we agree or do we not agree? And that's how it works. Sorry, a little frustration on their side. So, any thoughts on that?
No, you've worded what I wanted to say, so yeah. I don't have anything to add, to be quite honest, so...
Colin?
Yeah, we talk about what we want to talk about.
Yeah.
If you don't like that, skip the part. Don't take this personally. I used to be also a fan of the show. Sometimes if I didn't care what they were talking about, I would just fast forward. That has happened. I cannot deny that it never happened. There were moments where I was like, yeah, this doesn't really interest me. I have time limit, I skip. We talk about what we talk about. We hope, at least I do hope, and I hope that we all do, that when we do this weekly thing, that for how long we do it, if it's an hour and a half or 2 hours, that the person who watches it enjoys it, because they enjoy us, they enjoy what we talk about, they enjoy, what we, the opinions that we give, whatever side that is, we talk about what we talk about. If you don't like it, well, don't say that to me, because you don't. But no, it's true.
All right.
We like what we like. Let's look. I said it before. You like going to the zoo. I like to swim. Let's both watch a movie. That's good. That's how I look at it.
Derek?
Yeah, you guys said it. I mean, I commented on that person's comment, and I've had to do that many times before. There's always some new person that comes like, you guys aren't talking about blah 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 blah. It's whatever. I mean, it's cool. Like, I'm just happy they're there. I don't want them to leave. But same as you, Colin. Like, I mean, if I was listening to a podcast and there was something I didn't like, I just fast forward. It's no big deal. It's not like I have to quit on the show. I mean, our shows tend to be long, especially when we have big issues. Mm-hmm. And anybody, because we don't have to worry about time limits. We do whatever we want here. And I like that freedom, and I like that sense that you never know what we're going to talk about. I mean, geez, when Yayo was on this show, how many times did we foray into, like, Bizarro territory? Because back our brother Yayo's mind was just replaced.
Yep, exactly.
So, I mean, we got super meta at times, so it's like, that unpredictability factor is also kind of cool. And also too, like, the most important thing here is like it's fun, and hopefully it'll continue to be fun. Or if we're just gonna end up talking about idols in general on this show, that's not a bad thing either. But right now, we like to see 48 Talk do well. I think personally, if Akipi comes back and he kind of rallies the troops and he becomes somebody we can really get behind and support, I think that would be a really good way to solve this issue, or at least get the ball rolling in the right direction. But AKS has to decide what they're doing. It sucks that they're a corporation that is behind so many girls that we really respect and adore. Let's just hope that things continue to not go the way they've been going, but rather the opposite. And let's hope that we get some good music this year from them, and some girls that we like stay, and maybe some new programs. And let's just hope that we can see that magic that we love in AKB come out. And in the meantime, we'll continue to talk what we talk about, whether it's that magic or other things that inspire us. Like, I was being serious. Like, don't even get me started on Game of Thrones. So it's just, you know what I mean? It's like,
No.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Do we have anything else we want to mention?
We covered it, man. I think we got it.
Yeah, so let's then go into, I would say, recommendations you would like to watch for next week. First off, if you don't know, Keiki Takakanai was a fun one this week, since Hirate Ryuna was on there. To my surprise.
Really?
Wow.
And they mentioned it, and she was actually smiling at the show,
wow.
and that
No.
really fills my
Wow.
heart.
Yeah, apocalypse is happening. Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it, Nostradamus.
No, it really fills my heart. So if you want to see some good feeling on that show, go watch that. The other side, I would say, is there anything I'm looking forward
Actually,
to?
yeah, I have one as well.
Yeah.
The final episode,
Oh.
episode 4 of SI-Doitsu is subbed and has been released as well. So
I still
I
need to
would
watch episode 1.
oh, wow. It's really fun. So I'm not gonna say anything, but check it out, I would say.
I think I'll binge watch it. I
Cool.
still have tomorrow. Colin?
Whew, okay, let me take a breather. This weekend, the 48 Group Festival concert thingy on Saturday. It will be live streamed. I wonder how it will go. I leave it open. I am really, really, really curious to what will happen. Day after that, Sashi's graduation concert.
Yep.
I hope. I think it will be live streamed. Maybe Mayuyu's was and Sayane's was. So maybe likely Sashi as well. Both things I like to watch. Maybe for the next episode, don't know. But I'm curious to what will happen. I hope it's a fun time. Hinata Zaka Bingo, I think is the name. First episode come out. I haven't watched it yet, but I want to. I think maybe I have a new group. Maybe we'll see. And I think there was something. Oh yeah. On it's not for this week, but next week, May the 1st, a special AKB theater performance, the revival stage for Pajama Drive, one night only, with members who work in QSAs.
5,000 performance.
Yeah,
Wow.
5,000.
Nice.
Either way, I big number. Either way, lots of great members who worked in QSAs in 2013, including Minigishi Minami.
Oh dear.
Have you seen the list? So it was the first generation,
list.
Minigishi Minami, and then it starts from 12th generation till 15th generation.
Yep.
No
Yep.
16th generation, it's just
No.
12, 13, 14, 15, and Minigishi Minami.
Yeah,
pretty much.
basically. So that could be fun.
We'll see
That'd
how
be
the
fun.
weekend will survive. I won't be able to watch it since for the Netherlands it will be a holiday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I said, if we can get to the day.
Yeah, it's gonna be
King's
busy
Day?
first. King's Day. I don't know if
King's
you know
Day,
that,
yeah.
Derek. Basically, it's how how do we
We basically celebrate the birthday of our monarch, but his birthday is in January. But because January is in the winter and it sucks, we do it in April because his mom did that too, and it's just better timing.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
you can
Well, your king's awesome, so. Cool
Yeah.
dude, so.
you can
Yes,
compare
it's
that
a
to the
pilot.
4th of July, I would say.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kinda.
Very cool.
Very loose connection.
Yeah,
Yes,
so,
I lose,
I'm
I
trying
lose.
to find a holiday that's comparable too, but we're just gonna celebrate and King's Night,
Yeah,
everybody
it's
gets
cool.
drunk, and then celebrate. We're just gonna everybody's in orange and just
Cool.
gonna say hey.
It's the one day where we Dutch people who are very, poignant and schedule-wise, it's the one day where we just go bonkers, and it's a fantastic thing to see.
Yeah,
Every
Especially
year.
if you're a foreigner.
It's my
Yep.
favorite day of the year.
Have fun.
Well, I take Christmas as favorite.
I wish I could be there.
Yeah. All right, Derek, you have also some recommendations, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah, I got a couple. First of all, happy Easter to everybody on the East Coast. Today is Easter, or was, I guess, not anymore. So hopefully everybody had a really good holiday. Here in Japan, they don't celebrate Easter, so I didn't even know it was Easter. My mom told me yesterday. I was like, really? It's Easter? My recommendations are a couple. Kei Kite Kakenai, as Robin said, I'm seconding that. I actually popped in and watched it. It happened to be on our Good Enough Subs channel, and it was really good. It was fun. They had a screaming contest. That was hysterical. It was just good. It reminded me why I love idols on the major level, because it was just pure fun. And Tetsuya was there and looking great. So that I really recommend watching that before that gets taken down. Might be taken down already. I don't know, but just please check that out. As far as the non-AKB side of things go, Necro Idol has a one-man live. Our very first one-man live with Michelle and Kunogi, and that is at the end of this month, last day of April, at Kinema Club in Tokyo. And we've been working very hard on that. Me and Ricky on Saturday worked all day. I mean, all day, from morning till night, on just stuff for that show. Yesterday, all 5 members of Necro Idol were out in Shibuya right at Hachiko's statue, passing out flyers, which is rare for them. They don't ever do stuff like that. So they were out doing that. We've been going full force. I think today they had full practices. I think I think I saw something about that on Twitter for them, where they're doing the whole one man. There's some surprises for our one man, some big surprises. So I highly encourage you to check that out. If you're here in Tokyo, that would be great. Also, if you are currently in England, the Indie Idol and Famous tour is going on. They just had their very first show with Hanako-san, Garida, and Saki from Double N. They did the Water Rats in London, and I heard it was tremendous. It was so packed. It's really good to see Europe supporting idols, and there are people flying that show. I think they're in Manchester tonight. So I don't know if they have one more show or not, but I mean, if there is or whatever, just please go to it, because those 3 girls are amazing. I work with them all, and they're all really, really, really good girls. And Hanako-san really surprised everyone, spitting ketchup at everyone's faces and going nuts. And before the show, went out and put pepper in people's drinks and just was being a ghost.
Wow.
She was amazing and definitely stole the show like she always does.
I saw the phone booth picture she took.
Yeah, she's insane. I love her. I really, really am so honored to work with her all the time. As far as this summer goes, Necro Idol will be on tour in Europe. We've just finally announced all of our dates, all the times,
Awesome.
everything. It is the European Inquisition Tour 2019. So we will be playing Rotterdam on a boat, which is awesome. We will be playing Germany first time at Blue Shell, and a couple dates in Europe, England, Scotland, Finland. We're going to play with our buddies in Bone Hunter up there, which is awesome. And we are going to be at Narcon Festival in Sweden. We are, I think, their only musical guest. And we're actually working on getting more than one performance there. We are definitely on the main stage. We'll be playing Thursday night at Narcon on that weekend. And we're trying to get another performance. And we're also going to be at Hyper Japan Festival. We're their main musical guests there as well. So it's going to be a very busy month for me in July when it comes to touring around Necro Idol. It's going to be fun. And I think that is pretty much what I would suggest to be our recommendations. Tickets are on sale for the European Inquisition Necron Idol 2019 Summer Tour in Europe. Please go get your ticket and please come hang out with us and talk to us and support. I'd love to see all of you there. I know I'll see my 48 brethren here, I hope, at least to one show. Hopefully Rotterdam, but we'll see, I guess.
Robin?
I don't know. I hope
going?
I see you guys. It's going to be a
Robin?
lot of fun.
He's the
He's going already.
Yeah.
He's already heading there. Great.
Hey, teleporting is my thing.
Yeah. There are a lot of people that really like that. Oh, yeah, and also comments. Please leave us comments about what we talked about. I want to know what you think about this scandal with Michan's so-called scandal, if you can call it that. I don't know what it is at this point. Let us know about, what this whole big deal with what do you think should happen? Do you think that could be coming back? Do you think it's a good idea or not? Do you think that would make any difference in the world? What do you think should happen with all that? And also, big shout out to Manila48. Again, come on the show, Manila48, if you're still listening at this point. We'd love to have you. All the Manila48 fans, thank you. Please keep promoting. Please keep sending them our way. But I really mean it. Come on the show. We got a lot of good questions we can ask you, give you a good platform to promote. You have a lot of fans here that listen to you. Your fan base is rabid. I thought the Thailand fans were crazy. Manila fans are they're a whole other level. So it's scary how devoted they are. So scary in a good way. So I think it'd be great to see you guys come on and also support Manila48 and check out my the girl that I think is really good in there, Kay. She has a good Instagram. I was perusing it after being called out on it. Pretty cool. Also, check out the Facebooks, all that. Support this group. They might surprise us even more. Well, they already have. And there's still something in the AKB world. If we have to go to the sister groups in the world to get that something, so be it. We'll do that right now. But I will believe and continue to believe and support girls like Nachan, like Komiharu, like all the girls that we really respect. My girl Tani, there's still goodness here. There's still something to hold on to, and let's keep supporting them as best we can. At least maybe focus on the girls at this point, at least, because they need it, I think, now more than ever. So those are my recommendations.
Very well said.
Yes.
So yeah, with that though, thank you for watching this episode of 48 Talk. We'll see you next time. Bye everybody.
See you all next week if I survive Endgame. Probably not, so bye.
Bye.